You know, coming back to the Seeds, it's, you know, a lot of bands enter it because they think, you know, when they win, they're going to be the next, you know, Nickelback or whatever, and it's sad. But they think they're going to get that fame, that fortune, all that kind of stuff. You know, so how has the success of winning this, you know, widely regarded contest actually affected you personally?
Me personally? As Kyle, not as Kyle and Kira, like as Kyle.
Well, let's take it from both aspects. How has it affected you in your more personal life, and how has it affected you as a lead singer of the band?
The lead singer of the band, the whole Seeds thing, yeah, it just gives you the opportunity. That's all it really does for you. It gives you phone numbers to those agents, gives you phone numbers to those management companies, those shows, those. The rest is up to you. I don't think the program is flawed. I really don't. I think the program always calls for a very hard-working band. And so, how it affects you as a band, I think the program makes you work hard. So if you don't, Ralph James is not going to pick up your phone call every time you call him. He's going to pick it up because he won Seeds and talk to you for 20 minutes because he said he would.
Yeah.
I'm not just saying Ralph. Ralph's an amazing guy. He's the president of my agency. He's amazing. So they're in that.
But that's where his obligation
ends.
You know, if the band's not willing to commit and to actually work. It's like an education, I guess. You know, if you aren't going to go into school and work your ass off to get that degree and then work your way up once you get into the field, then the education becomes pointless.
Correct. Like, you just tour there, and if you're not in Ralph James' office next week, he's not going to tell you to go there. No, you have to book your tour and go, and then your agent maybe will, like, you know, book you a tour on the way back. But no guarantees. Me personally, it's affected me positively and negatively.
Yeah.
Of course. Positive effects, it's made me get to perform in front of like thousands and 10,000s of people with bands I never thought I'd get to play with. I got to live a life that only people like get to dream sometimes.
Yeah.
Negative effects, you get to see different sides of the industry in and out that are good and bad. However you take it.
Yeah. I mean, I've been an actress for years, so I mean, seeing both sides of the industry is, you know,
politics.
it's really insane. Okay, I just have a couple more questions. Now, this one is, I mean, I just have to ask because your vocal style blows me away, just like insanely blows me away. You're so consistent from the studio to the stage, and your control over all these manic tones that you project is just immensely impressive.
Thank you.
Please tell me you had vocal training and what that was like. Because if you didn't, then, you know, a lot of people out there are going to be really disappointed.
No, everybody can sing. I think so. I'm a teacher of everybody can sing. Everybody can hold notes. You can talk, you can sing. Did I have singing training? Formally, no. Not at all. But my sisters growing up, like I grew up in a pretty religious family, so of course you sing in church from the time you're 1, 2, 3, very, very young. My sisters were all classically trained, my mother as well. So I kind of got to be the youngest kid in the family watching them. They all sing a high soprano, they all go hard. So I was high soprano from the time I was 4 till, well, now. So that's kind of how that went. And then I got into jazz choir. I got into an audition chamber choir and toured Europe and toured Japan. I wasn't trained. I did have the gift of genetics, for sure. It's my mom. When it all comes down to it.
Experience, too, in singing and those sorts of things.
When you hit your first 1,000 performances is when you start day 1 of being good, I think. Or being able to, like, know what you're doing, know enough about yourself that you know when you're going to be tired, you know when you need that catch breath because you're not going to hit that A. Like, all that comes with after 1,000 shows.
Wow.
So I would say singing in front of, 10,000 people a year for 6-7 years, that's a lot of training with no training, So that's how it is. I don't know. I didn't just pop on the scene and start singing.
So you didn't just, just start singing one day and be like, hey, I'm really good at this. I think this will be my career.
I don't know, I was like 3 or 4. I went to a couple Andrew Lloyd Webber shows, because everybody goes to them. And there you go, and you just go there and you're like, wow. And you put that in, and for some reason that like dark devil's note takes you away. And I was like, wow, so I can be extremely happy and like drop you to the floor the next minute.
That's wicked.
It's power music.
Well, I mean, that's the kind of music that you guys are putting out today. It's very emotional, and it just, you can see in the crowd, and as I'm watching people, just this wave of emotion come over everybody just watching you, and I mean, that is the key to performance, is being able to put your emotions almost onto a crowd so they feel your music rather than just hearing it. Yeah. I think that's awesome, and you guys achieve that so well.
Thank you.
My last question, and I ask this to all my bands that I interview. Who are some of the local bands that you're feeling right now, other than yourself, of course? You know, who are some of the good local bands coming up right now?
All right, here we go. It's really like if you forget your friend's band's name, like, well, why didn't you say my band, huh?
It's like, because you're not that good, sorry.
It's like, all right, so here's the list of people here. Honestly, I'll tell you honestly where it comes from.
This is what I'm
Callahan is the best band in the city at the moment for me. I will say. They got the craziest live show, the craziest light show live. They're heavy, they're intense, they're different, and they don't sound like they're from the West Coast at all. Brilliant band. Of course, Ninja Spy has been my favorite band since I came here. They're a huge local favorite.
Yep.
Anything extremely different. A band I saw last night called These Kids Wear Crowns. They used to be called Goodnight Medic.
Oh, okay, I think I heard of them when they were that.
So they picked up a deal with a band called Forever the Sickest Kids. And so now they're going to tour in Canada. I saw their stuff last night and I'm just blown away. It's like positive, like dance rock. And it's just really odd. You never hear that shit anymore. And all of a sudden it's like these kids are just like, it's like, and they're just like singing their hearts out. It was just, I don't know.
That's wicked. No, that's awesome. Actually, just one more question. Being from Maple Ridge, myself, you know, we have our one hard rock kind of metal music festival once a year. It's put on by Adam Rayburn. It's called Adstock. And you guys played it one year. Is there any chance in the possibility you guys may come back for a future Adstock performance?
I love Adstock. Okay, I'll straight up say that. They never asked us to play Adstock this year. So I don't know if it was because, like, oh, they won that Siege thing. They probably don't want to play here anymore. Such of assholes that like them. Or, you know, they heard us on the radio and now they're not cool enough to play. The kids don't think it was cool last year. Whatever it was, I would love to play Adstock again. Of course, there's musical bullshit that comes with it with agents, and but there is always ways to get bands to play.
Because, I mean, you know, Maple Ridge is so starved for that type of influence. There's so many metal bands that come out of Maple Ridge, you know, there's so many, and I mean, you know, Ninja Spy has been a consistent band that's been playing Adstock every year, and that's why I go, is to see them, you know, headline the show, and I think we just, you know, they need more of that, and they need more local bands coming in that can show, you know, that you can make it, that you can achieve your dream, and I think having Incura come and play in a small town like that, it just, you know, it's giving back to the community, and it's an amazing thing. So hopefully you guys will get to play again.
I would play it the second I get the email, and if you could do that, I would be more than happy.
You know what? I'll make some calls. I'll definitely do that. Adam is actually a childhood friend of my younger brother. So.
Oh, see, there you go.
So there we go.
Working people.
Okay, well, that's all I've got. Unless you've got a final word you want to send out to your fans out there, any advice maybe for some bands that are getting together?
Yeah, I would say in everything you do, always ask why. All the time.
Wicked. Well, thanks so much for coming out.
Thank you. That's amazing.
Awesome. All right, signing off. This is Kyle with Incura, and I'm Alicia J. You all know me from a fan's perspective. Thanks for tuning in. And